and play the right music.
I'm so glad I had push to talk on that. That was a uproarious.
You may start when you're ready, Dweeby.
Yep, bringing up my notes.
Oh my. What's with this music?
It's Effie's recap music. Let me get
This
into
is
the
great.
voice.
The one who's afraid of anything the most. Only being the one who's.
Alright, here we go. Hello. When we last left off, we returned to what the delicious snacks referred to as the bar. There, we partook in some divine drinks and sweets. I must say, in comparison to horse legs, eyes freshly scooped from the sockets and gooey flies, these sweets are truly the most delicious thing I've ever eaten. Anyways, after enjoying the delicacies, we settled in for the night. I always make sure to wake early and decided to check on how the others were resting. After all, it would be a shame if they were to expire in their sleep and not be found until they're rotting away on their cot. It would be such a waste after all, which is why I decided to check on Darcy first. Thankfully, he was not dead this time, but who knows? There's always next time. Continuing on, everyone decided to separate and explore to see if we could find any information on this bad person we're looking to kill. Capture. Books were found, an unrelated corpse was found, and diseased rats were near disappearing people. Clearly, a very eventful search. In the end, we all started our search in the sewers around the grate the round creature and I had found. It was very dark and smelly. I found myself thinking it would be a shame if one of these tiny creatures were to die painfully and for their corpse to be washed away by the dirty river of water. But, thankfully for them, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, our search turned up short, and we all decided to make our way up to the surface.
And with that,
I don't know whether to love her or be afraid.
Fear. Fear is the correct response.
I choose both.
I think we got the right music for the background at least.
Why?
Wonderful.
Why?
He's just cackling the entire time. Good lord.
I had to mute myself for a second just to scream.
Same, actually.
But anyways, as you guys continue on forward, moving through the night street, Audrey turns to you and goes, "Oh wait, I have to. I just remembered something. I have to go out and do some quick research. I can head back to the library, and I think if I do something quickly, I can find out something about these mysterious spores that are able to control minds. Maybe there's some books in there. I think I'll head over there and do that right now. You guys head back to the inn, and I'll be there in a bit, and I'll just go do some research, and meet me up there, and I'll be back soon." And then Miriam turns and goes, "Very well, Audrey. Let's go." And the two of them wander off, leaving Darcy, Effie, and Winchester behind through the streets as the two of them wander off towards the library to do some quick research on the spores you have discovered.
It's okay, I got my hippo bro. I feel fine.
You know, that girl should be careful. If she runs out of oxygen, her brain might shut down.
I feel it's very unlikely that she's going to run out of oxygen in the open air.
But she speaks so quickly and with so many sentences.
Hey, but there's so much air in the world that I doubt she could use it all up.
What? If anyone ever gave it a try, she could.
Hey, I mean, I guess, but still.
Anyways, chaps, I suppose we should head over to the inn. What?
Hey, I could use a pint.
Oh, yes. I hope they have more of that cake.
Actually, DM, what time is it?
It's getting like it's 9 or 10 o'clock at night. The sun is setted.
Alright, so I'm assuming the shops are closed at this point.
Most of them, except for a few, and you are traveling by torchlight at the moment at the open streets.
Hey, alrighty. Wait, would that be normal for the setting or no?
What?
Traveling by torchlight.
The city's torchlit.
Ah, okay.
There's
okay,
torchlit lamps all over the city for you guys to wander through.
Okay. I will turn to Effie and I will say, if I got some spare time tomorrow, why don't I take you to a place I think you're really gonna like? It's called a bakery.
Oh, and what do they bake?
All sorts of things. They bake cookies, cakes, donuts, muffins, all sorts of great baked goods. Lots of them sweet, by the way.
People?
No. See, eating people is illegal here.
Oh, your ways are so strange. But okay, I am fine with other things.
Darcy, there is another good place, bakery, get some biscuits and crumpets, yes?
Hey, that sounds like it could be a good idea. Do you think they're open now, or should we go back? Sorry, I keep wrong voice. Hey, do you think they're open now, or do you think we should go back in the morning?
Probably best to go back in the morning. I am feeling they're probably closed right now. Hey!
Fair. Alright, I guess we'll head back to the inn.
Sounds like a plan.
Is there anyone else on the streets other than us?
You occasionally see a person wander by, but for the most part, the streets are pretty empty. Which brings us to the next interesting point of what's about to happen. Because as you guys are wandering through the streets back towards the inn, you hear what sounds like scuffles coming from a northern part of the street. One moment. You can hear what sounds like a bit of an altercation as you're not positive what's happening, but you can hear the several voices sounding out, coming up from about this direction here. To the
I will kind of assume a more defensive stance, and I will start making my way over towards the corner of the street. Stealthily.
Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Let me see here. Stealth. And then 17.
Okay, so you
Effie will trail behind.
And Winchester will join you as the three of you begin to move stealthily through the street.
By the way, a lot of this is dark for me, so I have no idea where, I guess I'm moving up to here.
Yep, this is where you heard the noise, yep.
Okay.
Moment, I have to actually bring up you moving stealthily too, Effie?
Nope, she's just walking.
Is it possible for a spider to not be stealthy?
Fair.
I don't know, when they're about 700, or when they're a couple hundred pounds, probably yes.
True.
I'm hearing Minecraft spider noises right now. This is good.
So as you guys approach up, you can just kind of make out in the distance what looks to be, just out of the corner of the building, it looks like to be a tabaxi carrying a pair of knives, wearing kind of like a dark hood at the distance of the thing, and they seem to be talking to someone in the distance as you just hear.
Hear what?
Oh, you hear them chat. You can't quite make out the words at this distance, but you hear them talking. And it seems to be in a kind of a threatening tone with the way they're like kind of tossing the knife up and down.
How high is the roof of the building we're next to?
I'd say that's probably a good 30 to 20 feet tall. You're not positive, but around that.
Okay.
Can I look at the, I'm going to look at the other two and just kind of give them I'm just going to whisper to them, alright, be quiet.
We should
Eh.
probably make our way over and see what they're talking about.
Agreed, but let's do it quietly. And I'll start trying to make my way down the alley as quietly as possible.
Oh, what I'll join you along the way.
Effie will take a slightly different direction and
Oh,
crawl
God.
along the wall.
Winchester kind of stumbles and falls as he rolls an @1. With you hear this loud crash. The thief kind of turns and goes, "What was that?" It looks over at you. He kind of stumbles up, and as you guys look over, you move up. It's like, "Oh, just stay there. I have this. Nothing, my good friends. Just out for a night of wonders and all." And
I will.
You warm up, Darcy?
I'll just kind of keep to the shadows for now.
Okay.
Effie's gonna trail along, like from a higher point, like along the wall, crawling along the wall, getting a little closer.
You gotta crawl on the walls.
Let's try to stay in the dark.
Roll me a stealth check just so I can see how you do. Okay, as Effie silently moves along undetected. No, there's no reason to be upset there. What? We all good chaps here, right? Move along, Hippo man, if you wish to live. And Effie, as you move along, you finally come up to what looks as what you can see several different tabaxis and lizard folks. I'll just move you to so you reach the right spot. Tabaxis and lizard folks. And what you see there is surrounding a person. And Judah, would you like to describe your character?
All right, 1 second. I need to do something right quick. Just okay. Back to voice activity. Okay, so right. So, at the moment, I'd say there's kind of a dissonance in between his body and clothes and his appearance. On one hand, you see a lean yet muscular 6'1" man with green eyes and brown hair, wearing a rather dashing red button-up, golden accents to the patchwork of the joints with black sleeves. It's kind of weird because as far as it goes, as far as everything he kind of has, it's almost kind of gaudy. But on the other hand, though, his hair is tossed about as though it was put inside of a whirlwind, blood splattered in different areas on his recently ripped shirt from blows he'd taken not very long ago, revealing pieces of his midsection and his shoulder. It's weird. It's on one hand, you can see somebody who seems to travel a lot, kind of the typical things that you'd see an entertainer wear. But on the other hand, it's weird because he has action gear and other things on, so it's kind of a weird blend. But otherwise, he is wild-eyed and very aware, but not, of course, of Ify, who is very, very stealthy.
Does he look like on edge?
Definitely so. One weapon already out and the other one still in sheath, but being currently held.
Held by...
his hand. His other hand.
Oh, I thought you meant
He has two weapons. 2 scimitars on his back, one of them already pulled out.
And as he's sitting there surrounded by the thing, you see what looks to be a very, very large tabaxi woman with a massive double-headed battle axe slung across her shoulder, kind of having a curved, wicked smile as she looks over at this armed young man. I'll blow up the picture just so you get a better look.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Okay, so he goes up and goes,
Well, my friend. It would seem you're the one that caused all the problems for our little friend earlier. You were caught roughing up one of the Rat Snakes Guild members. Something we do not quite like around here.
Wait. Wait. So you're telling me that you don't like it when your henchmen workers get their skulls split open over a sidewalk? Is that what you're saying? Right? I'm just making sure that I'm hearing you correctly. he kind of has like a bit of a smirk, even though he's very clearly on defense mode as he's kind of cornered.
As the large tabaxi woman kind of looks up and she goes, "Aye, that's right." She just takes one step forward to kind of loom over top of you. Well, how tall are you, Osen?
He's about 6'1".
Okay, so she's just a little taller than you, about 6'5", and just kind of looks down at you. Very large tabaxi woman just looks down and goes,
Well, there, my friend. Yes, that is indeed true. We don't like people messing with us. And it was so rude of you to bust his head open for just not knowing the simple question to your answer.
Oh, the simple and the whereabouts of sorry, slipping accents. The whereabouts of my sister. That's all I want to know. And I'll leave.
We don't know anything about your sister. All we know is that these disappearances have been affecting us as well as you. But one of our men have been killed lately. Perhaps you did such a deed, since you've proven to be rather aggressive in your questioning, yes?
Oh, no. That's not me. Maybe one of your skulking, conniving, piece of shit kind, but that's not exactly my kind, you see. And be careful, he kind of points towards the battle axe, where you put that thing. They say that there's bad luck trying to harm a bard. Just saying.
kind of chuckles.
Ah, you're one of those singing and dancing fools, are ya?
I wouldn't say singing and dancing.
Well, perhaps
Hey,
we'll let you go.
Oh, yeah, I got your thing, Michael.
All right. I'm assuming that can be real quick, right?
Yeah. For the most part, yeah, you can switch into that pretty quickly.
Okay.
And as he looks over, he sees the giant hippo man now standing over behind. He goes,
What the fuck is going on here?
"Oh, don't mind me. I was just out for a nice walk, and I rather heard you all, and it seems to be a rather sticky situation you've all gotten yourself into." The large tabaxi woman kind of narrows her eyes.
Wait a minute. I know you. You're that Keith Winchester from the guild.
"Oh, yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, that's exactly who I am. Nothing to worry about." Kind of looks over and goes over to you.
And what is your name, singing pretty boy?
The name's Enzo, but you probably haven't heard of me.
Can't say that I have. Well, Mr. Enzo, perhaps we'll be more than happy to let you go, if you're willing to compensate the one you hurt.
Define compensation.
Well, we'll need to pay for their medical expenses. A good 30 gold ought to do it.
Kind of looks about. Clearly, he's treating this entire situation as very much a threat, even though he's kind of playing it off as not as much of a big deal, but he does have like a bit of a glimmer of hope seeing this sudden person kind of appear, but even then he's just oh well, you see, there's kind of a problem there. The money that I possess, it's for the sake of getting those answers that I am specifically aiming for. Now, as for your friend, a lovely chap he was, please tell him to stick it up his ass whenever he wants to. I mean, I'm not exactly a busy man. Just saying. I'm not going to give you this.
Just watch as this tabaxi kind of walks over top, kind of gets right up, almost nose to nose with you, goes,
I admit, you definitely have some balls on you.
You said that the roof is like 30 feet, right?
yeah.
Effie's gonna slowly crawl her way up to the top of the roof and get a clear shot of Ozen.
How do I? Oh, there it is. And you said that one?
Yep.
All right.
She's gonna keep an eye out for if things go bad, and I'm gonna have Effie hold an action to web Ozen and for the grapple and use her half movement to bring him up if it looks like things are about to get.
I will. As I am. You said I'm behind the thief, right?
Yeah, I put you where you are.
Okay. Is there more than one? Is there were
These all you can see are these four. There may be more, maybe not. You can only see what you can see.
All right. I will just kind of grab the guy from behind, like with my arm, and have my rapier just kind of like near his throat. And I'll just say to him, I think we should just go calm down now.
Effie,
Does
you
that
look
count as
over.
violence?
You look over, and what you see is a strange man you've never seen before in a mask, holding a sword to a thief's one of the tabaxi's throats.
I will say
count
this.
that as violence.
I will. By the way, I want to just point out that this figure is cloaked entirely in black, and the mask is a. What I say it was a. That's right. You see that it is a. It is a sheep's mat, like a sheep.
Okay.
Alright, Effie's
Not
gonna
sheep.
actually
Ram.
use
That's
that
the word.
hold action then at
Ram
that,
mask.
seeing that.
Ram mask.
Nice.
Okay. So roll me a. Yeah, just roll me the web attack for the grapple, Effie.
Wait, who's getting what? What's happening?
I'm being fished.
Yeah.
And then I can post her additional thing for it.
Yeah, it's the web. I think you got to make an attack roll for web, right? Yeah,
So
you have to
if
use
I'm
your
a-
attack action. So you roll your attack with your web to see if you hit him.
If I'm aware, she is hidden. Would she have advantage because of some sort of surprise? Or...
Yeah, you would have surprise. You would have advantage on him for surprise.
All right.
Alright, so I just clicked my web thing, so what do... Hold on.
Yeah, you have to make the attack. Make a attack action. So just make a range attack. Just click on your bow. It's the same thing. Okay, one more because it's at advantage. Thank God for advantage. Would have missed otherwise. So you come in there, you all of a sudden, Oza, you feel like what occurs to be something slatches onto your back. Is
Huh?
you are suddenly pulled 15 feet up into the air.
It doesn't even like, not even really like a sound, like a gasp just kind of escapes his mouth, and he's just like, huh?
Effie quickly makes her way... Oh, wait, that's half her... So that's her full movement, so... Yeah, so she's gonna just call down and stay quietly and say, "Do not struggle, I am help."
You just hear the other sing as the large tabaxi goes,
What in the tarnation is...
everybody's...
She's gonna...
You notice that everybody now has their weapons drawn, ready to fight, but they kind of like resist and hold down as they look about at a moment notice.
I just kind of just point the rapier towards his this guy's throat, and I'm just gonna say, now, as I see it, y'all should just calm down a minute. Talk things through.
While he's talking, if he brings up Ozen the rest of the way, then.
Okay, so Ozen, you're now on top of the roof with this strange spider lady you've never seen before staring down at you.
Do not worry. I am not going to hurt you. You looked like you were in trouble.
I've been a lot of places. I've never seen. Thank you.
Oh, you are very welcome. Here, let me remove my web.
And Effie will take the web off.
Thank you. And he kind of like dusts himself off, kind of like getting his finger caught in like some of the torn fabric before having to like move awkwardly around. And he's just like unsure of what to do now that he's on a roof, removed from the situation, but very well still there.
Now, I don't know who you are, but it is up to you if you wish to see how things play out or run off and escape.
Now, I may be not exactly, you say, in the best condition, but not the type somebody else take over business. No, if you're going to deal with, you're going to have me as well.
Does Ozen look injured?
No,
Injured
he's not
for-
injured.
Injured for aesthetic, but not quite. Not literally.
Got it.
Like this is kind of like a wear and tear over the course of a few days.
Oh, got it. All right. Effie will turn her attention to peering down the roof at seeing how the whole situation is playing out and speak to Ozen as she does and say,
Well, that is your decision. I simply figured one against many is not very fair.
I mean, they're just bugs, sleazeballs, and bad people, but I mean, it's entirely up. You could really just make away with this, but I can't ensure that they won't pursue us.
They are bad people.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Effie will start to draw her bow.
No. So while that's happening, this mysterious masked figure, just still hostage negotiation style, is just gonna look at them and say, "Now, you folks know that the guards have been on edge lately, and I'd rather not this get out of hand. So, why don't y'all just start lowering your weapons, start backing away, and I'll let your friend go right nice and quick. We can all walk away from this happy as punch."
Roll me either persuasion or intimidation, and I'll give you the advantage for having a hostage.
All right. You said persuasion or intimidation.
I'll accept either for this scenario.
I will go with persuasion. With advantage, you said, yeah?
Yeah, with advantage because of the hostage.
Sweet. Alright, advantage. 19.
Okay. So they look over at you, and you see the large tabaxi woman kind of narrow her feline eyes at you, hefting the axe, and kind of seems to be thinking about it, and then goes,
Whatever. I think we don't need to worry about business today. But masked man, you best be careful when dealing with the rat snakes guild. We do have tendencies to have long memories when we have been such inconvenienced and assaulted for no good reasons.
Oh, don't you worry, lass. I've been known to scrape with kinds like yours. I'm sure I'll do just fine. Now start backing away.
alright, as they look back away with the others, they kind of joke,
Okay, for guys. We'll be back later. And Winchester, we'll remember this. Yes, Will. Fuck you.
Who are you? I just kind of like slightly not turn over to that guy. I'm like, what the hell are you? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair enough.
And as
That's in any case. We'll see you again, swing. Very good, Winchester. Come on, boys.
And as they leave, you guys also notice 2 more appear from the side alley. As the 6 of them leave.
I'll just start kind of backing up with my hostage, and once I start getting to the main street, I'll just sort of drop him and just push him forward. Say, get on out of here.
The hostage runs off to where the companions left.
I'll look at Winchester. I'll say, "Stay safe, citizen." As I dart away
Okay.
off into the night to be stealthily get away.
Well, looks like the coast is clear.
Thank you for that. Yeah, did you come alone other than that guest?
Oh no, I'm also with the round one down there. And, oh dear, where did the other one?
Effie kind of looks around for wherever Darcy might be.
Well, I assume he's probably dead. That's okay, the round one is still here.
I'm sorry for... Wait, what? You moved from that quite quickly?
Well, it can't be helped sometimes. People die.
Indeed they... Let's get off of this roof.
Oh, yes, of course. Do you need help?
I'm more than fine, and find a decent bit of whether it be a patio railing or whatnot to kind of move his way through deftly, kind of like a cat. He
Okay,
gets
roll
to the
me
ground.
an acrobatics check
Okay.
as you climb down.
This'll be... Oh man, my luck.
Effie's gonna watch with
First
her hands
roll.
clasped together and a delighted smile on her face.
At least she isn't the type to laugh. Oh man. Jeez, 1 sec. Sure. Okay. Don't fuck this up. Nice.
Wow.
Well, with amazing grace and skill, you just watch as Ozen just skitters down the side. Agile, Effie, even impressive for your spider form, as he just scurries down like nothing.
Effie will walk down vertically to the ground to stand by him and say
Oh, well, that was delightful. I was sure you would fall and snap your neck.
And on that note, Darcy returns and he just says, "Well, sorry about that. I had to take a quick piss. What I miss?"
A bit of a hostage negotiation. There was a strange masked man here. What?
Strange masked man. That's odd.
Sorry, I'm
Effie,
still
did you see him, by the way?
still experiencing what?
whiplash from that comment. I tried to respond, but I couldn't.
Welcome to my world.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay.
All with a sweet little smile on her face.
By the way, I've been waiting to bust something like that out.
I was... But,
Hey, who are you?
the name is Ozen. Your spider friend saved
Oh,
from above, oddly enough.
My name is Effie.
Nice to meet you.
Rather charming, lass. You said Ozen was your name, eh? What?
What?
Indeed, what?
It seems that is what the round people say.
A bit of an emphasis on our words.
I,
Te- Tally ho,
what's
all that.
your name?
Winchester Dolarango III, at your service, my friend.
Is he
Oh,
brings out a giant meaty hand. By the way, this guy stands about 8'11" and weighs about 1,000 pounds. So
yeah, nice to meet you. Definitely. He'll definitely, like, kind of go for his hand, but in a way that his hand is landing at the meaty of his palm to where his fingers can't crush him.
yeah, so you're looking at kind of like a child enveloping like a small child with an adult's hand, shaking
Very
it.
much so.
You see these big giant nostrils just kind of beef out. It goes,
Very good, and this is our good companion Darcy. What?
Hey, sorry I missed your hostage negotiation there, but damn if my gut doesn't feel so bad when it's full of piss. Nice to meet you. I'll just outstretch my hand.
Nice to meet you too, 2-minute piss.
No. Darcy. The name's Darcy.
I know,
That's
just
his name now.
no, it's this is just a completely odd speculation here, but does she know much about modern
No. I'm planning on teaching her how sarcasm works soon.
Ah,
A bit of an uphill
Well.
battle there. What?
let me explain. You said Efi it was, right?
Effie.
F I was making a joke towards Darcy. I was commenting on his suspiciously long pissing time.
I thought jokes make people laugh.
Not
Only
all
when
the
they're-
time.
Only when they're good ones.
Or, when the sly remarks the kind of my person. But moving on from this situation, thank you all really for being there during that time. Normally I can slip my way out of many situations, but I'm not sure if I would have left that one without, and he kind of points towards FV, breaking my legs.
Hey, what got you in that situation in the first place anyway?
Well, this is just kind of odd, but, there have been some disappearances to town. One of them is someone that's very precious to me.
Really?
One of their guys, promised me information. It turned out to be a complete and utter ruse, and I proceeded to run my knee rather dangerously fast towards their skull while it was on pavement. And now they're kind of wanting retaliation, which I completely understand if they weren't fucking with my family here.
I can see why that make you mad. Here, why don't you come back with us, get a drink? You can tell us more about it. By the way, as he's saying this, do I get the sense of him being truthful or deceitful or anything?
roll me an insight check. Ozen, feel free to roll me a deception check if you're lying, and a persuasion if you're telling the truth. Make sure you GM layer it.
Right. Let me see how.
Whoops. 6.
Yeah, don't worry, I know. Yeah.
Also, while this conversation is happening, Effie's kind of just thinking to herself, shame, maybe she should have shot one of them then.
Well.
Well, he's telling the truth because he's very... he's telling the truth despite maybe not the most insightful person in the world, but yeah, you could gather he's telling the truth.
I'd like to say that it's because he is so tired from adrenaline that he literally cannot put up a lying ruse. I got a fucking natural 1.
I got a 6.
Yeah, his nat 1 put him at a 5, so you literally just beat him by 1 even with...
I love this game!
But yeah, he was telling the truth.
Hey. Alright. Yeah,
Indeed.
come on.
Definitely is a drink. He kind of moves. You see, even though, despite the deafness from before, Effie, I'm trying my best because I know somebody else who's named Effie as well. So,
It's
Effie,
okay.
right?
Yes, Effie.
I'd say that you definitely notice that while he definitely has like a deafness to it, to his movement, at the same time he actually does move with like a very slight limp.
Effie's gonna kind of tilt her head at that and speak up about it and say,
Oh dear, did you actually injure yourself when you landed?
Kind of looks for a moment and takes him a moment to kind of iron in what she means. But for a moment, he's just like, I was actually born with a leg slightly shorter than me, right. Doesn't stop me though, but other people thought. It's nothing big really. In fact, it's, again, 1 inch short, so.
Oh, so it is just a physical quirk. Physical quirks are always nice.
Yes, definitely. I have a shorter leg and you have 6 others on top of your 2.
Oh yes, aren't they wonderful?
she kind of shakes some of them out.
Odd question, are there more like you within this group of yours?
Oh
No.
no, I'm the only one.
We do have a code word though.
A code word?
Cobalt.
Cobalt. Alright, okay, I'm used to that. I'm used to a lot of things, just no offense again to you, but definitely I'm not used to you. But I guess I could.
Oh, it is none taken. I'm not very used to people either.
Fair point. You said a drink, right?
Yeah, come on.
Head off to the way to the inn. What?
Also, how tall did you say Ozen was?
Oh, he's decently tall. He's about 6'1".
Alright, Effie's gonna kind of like hover her hand over where the top of his head is, and then over the top of Darcy's head, and then kind of clasp her hands together and say,
Oh, it looks like you are still the shortest, Darcy.
No, that would be Mira.
But she's not here.
Okay, fair point. But still, I want that to be known that I am not the shortest. I ask that you don't call me the shortest. I am not that short, alright?
As Winchester walks up to you where you reach around his belly button, he goes, It's okay, Darcy. What? As he kind of pats you on the hand like a kid.
Effie does the same.
Don't worry.
Darcy is visibly upset, like just sort of a...
Don't worry, new friend. It's absolutely adorable.
Hand just starts going for rapier, thinks about it.
Shit-eating grin.
By the way, Winchester turns to Effie and goes, Hey Effie, did you notice actually that masked man was rather short himself? What? Maybe Darcy and him could be friends.
Who is this masked man that you're talking about?
I don't know. Must have been some sort of dwarf or gnome, I guess.
Didn't see one. Kind of had a big ball of fur around me. I heard a voice, but...
Darcy, like, is internalizing his anger. There's no sign of it outward, but... A dwarf or gnome, you say? So, you know what, you're talking like 3-4 feet tall?
Ah, indeed. What?
Oh yes, he looks rather scrawny.
You'll have to tell me more about it at the end. Let's go. Getting the gibbers by standing out here. Let's go.
To be fair, I have a hard time telling heights between people under 6 feet, eh? What? Once they reach my belly button, it's a bit hard to judge.
It is true.
I will laugh so hard if you end up being one of the shortest of your kind.
Who are you speaking to, Effie or Winchester?
To Winchester.
I'm about average height among my people, hey? The tallest of us can get almost to 9.5 feet tall.
Oh, good lord.
Is it safe to say that Darcy has at some point acquired a flask in his life?
Yes, I would say that's fair.
Swag.
Darcy, do not feel bad. I'm slightly shorter for my species.
How tall is your species normally?
They can get up to about 7 feet.
Oh! That's interesting.
How tall is Effie?
6'5".
Oh, damn. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm 5'6".
Oh, damn.
I'm not that short!
And Ozen is like in the fine middle piece in between. Okay, that's hilarious.
That's it. To them, it's just Darcy's so small because the other two are giants.
I can't wait for the other two to get back. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I really miss Mila's company.
They sound like interesting people.
That's a good word for it, actually, yep.
Actually, better question. I mean, clearly you all seem to be armed in some sort of way, but what are you all doing out here?
Oh, we're actually, well, it's funny you mentioned that missing persons case. We're actually looking into that.
Looking into that, like, looking to solve it? If
Aye.
I recall correctly, there seems to be a reward. Not exactly too personally invested in that myself. It's just,
Well, to be fair, Miss Audrey kind of hired us on to help her. She's was taken over by the owl on an owl tree, and is apparently was given the job to investigate this scenario.
Miss Audrey.
Ah, yes, charming woman. You'll have to meet her when she gets back from the library. What?
And
You're a
I'm
human, right?
And I'm mostly here just because.
You're a human, right, Ozai?
Yeah.
Just look at it, yeah, and say, well, as soon as Effie says that, I'm about to say something, and Effie says that, it's like, she literally fell out of the sky. I am not joking. Don't ask. Second off, Audrey's
Hold
a
on.
human. Audrey's
I
a human
really-
like you.
I really want to ask. That sounds fascinating.
Short and simple of it is, she attached herself to a rock, flew right overhead, and she dropped onto us.
So the lesson of this story is if something looks small far away, chances are it's not small.
Yes.
Perspective gets you every time. What?
5 different chuckles fought at the same time to go out, but I bit all of them back. I'm so proud of myself.
Darcy
So-
just kind of like walks up next to you and just kind of like taps your gut, and you can just see a flask in his hand, kind of in a gesture of like, "Do you want some?"
Let's just wait till we get there, but thank you.
Hey, you're cool. Wig.
Oh man. But so you're on this investigation. How has this been going for you all?
I'm assuming we're walking and talking at this point.
Yeah, you guys are walking and talking. If it helps.
Sorry, I was just gonna say that I was like, so far that we're thinking vampire, maybe the sewers, probably something to do with the rats, maybe the Swiftclaws are involved. Who knows?
Interesting. Alright, so going to do something relatively stupid, but I mean, as you saw myself in the previous situation, that isn't exactly something that I'm new to. You see, I'm not from around here. I've come outside of town in order to find my sister, who has gone missing. She's very, very important to me, and I will admittedly be devastated if I cannot find her, or worse. I absolutely need to find her, but as everything that I've done with these thugs, with high officials who won't take me seriously because apparently I'm just some, and in their words, some dumb jester, I need a group of people that might be able to assist me, and I guess by extension, that I can assist in order to solve this mystery. Hopefully get my sister back. I know you really only recently met me, you don't know much about me, but if maybe it was a possibility that you needed another person, a person that particularly specializes in healing arts, and, well, he kind of takes out a scimitar, does a quick twirl, and in no wasted movements returns it back to the sheath. I can be of service, definitely.
Alright. Alright then. I think, I don't know. What do you two say? Another person for the, our merry band?
Oh, it is always a delight to make more friends. And chasing for your sister is always a nice thing to do.
I'm sure Miss Audrey would be more than happy to have more assistance, eh? But what?
Hey, I guess this technically is her group.
Do you all work for her or something?
I was looking into it anyway, so I just sort of agreed to come along.
I
Indeed.
have nowhere else to go, so I'm tagging along.
You invited me along when I was at the guild, eh? What?
The only
Yeah,
one that
why not?
really works for her, I guess you could say, is Miriam. Sort of as a
Right.
bodyguard, if I can tell.
Right. Oh, that's definitely good. As far as it goes, I mean, I completely understand if there's a moment of observation that needs to be happening when I do meet the rest of these people, and of course it seems to be this Audrey person's call, but definitely, thank you, 'cause
Oh, she'll
I...
trust me when I say she'll love you.
Yeah, I'd hope so, just hopefully not in the same sudden webbing way. That was odd.
Was it?
Again, no offense.
I like to think that it's rather comfortable. If you want to try sleeping in it, I would be more than willing to make a bed for you tonight.
This brings up an interesting question as to how you don't get... Does your, back get tired from, and he, positions his hand like a claw, his other hand like a wall, and, sticks it to the side, hinting at vertical climbing?
Oh, no. My feet sort of just stick to it. It doesn't hurt.
Huh. Well, I guess in a way I'm not exactly a big fan of gravity as well. If you you probably couldn't because I look like an absolute mess right now, but I'm a circus performer, traveling bard, I guess you would call it. Kind of do a
Circus?
collection of things.
Circus? What is this circus?
Think of it like, a giant tent that is filled with entertaining, bold, dashing, and outright scary acts of all kinds. Usually of the dexterous or performance kinds, but all kinds.
Effie begins to imagine a tent filled with monsters eating each other.
That sounds lovely.
It is. As for me, I can do the whole singing, dancing part, but as far as it goes, I typically specialize more in, and he kind of points back towards the scimitar on his back. Sword throwing, whether or not flaming or not, juggling, even sword swallowing I can do, although that's a little bit more special.
You'll have to show us sometime.
Oh, please do.
Yeah, by all means. Just, preferably not right at this moment. There's more important things to go for.
Indeed, what?
So is at this point you guys making your way to the front of the soft paw pillow. For your sake, Gino, what you see is a sign of a small kitten sleeping inside a giant pillow that's shaped like a paw.
Adorable. Not seen this place before. Is this your base of operations? I get it from a kind of lifts a hand for a moment. Undercover side.
No, this is just the watering hole. We just come here to drink and rest.
They have cake.
They do have cake and mixed drinks. Very good ones, actually.
Indeed, what?
Effie will offer Ozen her bag, or there's smushed cake in for if he wants to take.
That's right, forgot about the smush cake.
Oh, right.
That is... So, sweet as he like reaches and like pushes the bag away. But unfortunately, I am lactose intolerant.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
He can't drink milk.
Thank you. Just not that kind. Milk.
How strange, but okay. I would not want you getting sick and dying.
As you say that, though, Winchester kind of leans over top of you, Effie, and goes, "Huh, could I have a piece?"
Effie will offer her bag.
Huh, thank you. Just kind of like Pooh with the honey jar, sticks his hand in and comes out.
I'm losing respect for my hippo, bro.
What? You know how many
Friendship
calories it
and
takes to keep a
Ozen
man
is
my
not-
size going there? What? He says as you're just looking at him.
I just prefer using utensils, that's all.
Also, you said that Ozen's clothes are tattered, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Effie's gonna kind of like lightly tug like on part of his shirt and say,
Do you normally wear your clothes like this?
I mean, definitely maybe after a wild night, but other than that, normally.
Do you prefer it this way?
Considering that most of this probably cost, half of my life expectancy, absolutely not. I really shouldn't be wearing this, but this is kind of all I have.
Oh, well, if we come across some sewing utensils, I do not mind mending it for you.
That would mean a lot.
Here.
Seriously, thank you.
Here, Effie. I was going to take you to the bakery tomorrow morning. Why don't we also get why don't we get some sewing supplies while we're out too?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Hey, I think it'd be nice to, as a way to introduce you to our new group here.
Ozen seemed kind of like uncomfortable at first, kind of adjusting to the newer situation, still kind of keeping an eye, or an air of half confidence at like this new environment, but kind of seeing the way that you guys kind of communicate with familiarity. It kind of brings like a very small smile of like, I guess, brevity to his face as he's just like, or levity to his face. It's just like, thanks. Thank you, all of you.
You're
Oh,
welcome.
it is no problem. You do not seem like a bad person.
I definitely wouldn't consider it. I just want my sister back.
Honorable treat, but what, but the boss is standing out here all day. How about we all head inside for a drink?
Yeah,
Aye.
sorry, I was just kind of mesmerized by this cat path.
It's charming. Wait till you meet the innkeeper. Charming fellow. What?
Yeah, I suppose. Let's move in.
So you guys walk into the Cat's Paw Tavern, where you see the Brew, the tabaxi barkeeper, move at you as it's fairly busy night again, as you see all the regular folks drinking and having a good time.
By the way, on our way back, did I notice anyone like following us?
I don't know, you didn't roll a perception check the whole time.
I was waiting till we reached the end so I could say, hey, did I see anyone? I probably should have specified that earlier. Okay.
Yeah, you were just using your passive. With your passive, you didn't notice anything.
Oh, massive shit. I'm not gonna notice anything with that anyway.
Same.
"What's my passive?" Let me double check.
Hopefully better than ours.
I think your passive's a fifth. Right, I think I know what your passive is.
Yeah, 15, not too bad.
15's a decent, yeah, and Winchester's got a 14, so...
Got a 12. Hey.
Winchester and Effie are
I
fairly
also have
perceptive.
Hey.
You and I are gonna get along. I just kind of like, I go up to Brew, I'm just gonna be like, Brew, brought a new friend.
Of course, my friend. And what would you like to drink?
Give me an apple breeze if you know how to make it.
No problem.
And makes you a quick apple breeze and tosses it, slides it to the bar.
I look at those, I'm like, you like mixed drinks? Do you just like straight liquor? Like, what's your deal there?
I'll have what you have. It's nothing big.
Ready? Ask Brew. Can you get me another one, actually?
Of course, my friend.
Tangent, another drink.
Slide it over.
So you guys...
And Winchester, the regular? Haha, of course, what?
So anyways, as you guys are having your drinks, Effie walks over and is now on top of a table where an elf and a dwarf are having a nice beer together. As they look over at Effie.
What the tarnation is... Excuse me, Mom, you're doing something there.
Effie, it's considered rude when there's people sitting at the table to stand on it.
Typically, it's actually not very good to stand on any table, for that matter.
I just kind of look at them, just start shaking my head, just let go.
Is this not what Audrey did? I figured this was the custom.
You only really do that when you're trying to get people's attention.
Well, she's definitely worked on that, you say as this female elf kind of tilts her head at Effie. My word, you're an arachna, aren't you?
Oh yes, I am.
Yeah, you are quite a swell specimen.
Oh, I've been hearing that a few different times.
Very fascinating.
You can say that again.
Is there some deformity with your ears?
She kind of looks
No.
at you, feels the thing. No, it's quite normal for a high elf to have ears like this.
Oh, how fascinating. There are so many interesting creatures here.
Effie, you'll often see that everyone has quite a bit of a difference. I mean, you said that there was a kobold in your party. Probably have not a scaled person before. There's all sorts of people in this world, frankly.
Oh yes, but I do not often see the sort that are not monstrosities, so it is really nice.
Well,
I lean over to him, just like, she's from the Greylands.
Right. Okay. Well, with that being said, then I think it kind of works out. I mean, you've really only been one place, and I've been just about everywhere the sun can touch. So, I mean, if you ever have any questions, Effie, I'll be glad to answer them if you like.
Just a look of delight on her face.
Consider me a tour guide.
Stories to tell?
Stories? I mean, yes, of many kinds. It's just, you'll sit on top of this person's lap.
You just see this thorax set on him. He's
Moves the chair aside, not caring if there's someone sitting on
yeah. Something
I
Darcy
take-
and Effie have in common. They sit on people's laps.
I look at Brew, I'm just like, can you give me something strong, please?
Of course, my friend. How about some desert whiskey?
Actually not too big on whiskey myself, not unless you put it in something else.
One moment.
And he takes out and he grabs what looks like a giant whiskey glass, and he seems to grab what you've never seen before as he sees this fuzzy, brownish drink you've never seen before.
Fuzzy?
Fizzy.
Oh, fizzy.
I mean, I said fuzzy, I meant fizzy.
Okay.
The fuzzy hand made the fizzy drink.
I take a smell, a sip, how's it taste?
It's basically a Jack and Coke.
Alright. I'll just keep drinking. Not bad.
But, yeah, as far as it's got, I mean, would you like to hear anything in particular? Or...
Oh, anything about the outside. It's been a long time since I've heard stories.
I mean, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like... I mean, have you ever seen the ocean?
DM, is there an ocean around the area she was in?
There's definitely ocean around the Greystone Lands. Depends whether or not your character would have been by the coastline or not. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay, she'd be like,
Oh no, I have not.
Well, I mean, for anybody who hasn't really explored much, I can kind of see why if you're more mainland or inland and whatnot, but, as far as it kind of goes, it's not the most significant, but it's... Think of it as a lake, but you can only see where it begins, you cannot see where it ends.
And what is a lake?
Like a really big
Think of it as a
bathtub.
pond, but you can see where it starts and where it ends, but much, much larger.
Pond.
Think of a puddle.
We'll keep going until we hit the smallest units of water you have seen.
The tears flowing from my eyes currently.
Effie, think of it like this. A bathtub would probably take about 5 people worth of blood to fill. A lake would probably take well over 1 million, and an ocean would take over 1 trillion.
Oh.
I'm not sure if she can actually count that high, and
Do you know what 1 trillion is?
I do not.
She still just has this bright smile on her face.
Do you
I
know
will,
what a million is?
A lot.
I will take out a piece of paper and just quickly write 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000,
Oh,
100,000, 1 million.
These ones are.
And she'll point to 1 through 100, saying that she knows what those ones.
Alright,
How-
but after that you get to 1,000, and then you get to 10,000, and then you get to 100,000, and then after that it's 1 million. And what's neat about numbers when you're working in intervals of 10 is that they just keep repeating the single 10, 100 format until you get to the next level up, so to speak.
Effie stares very blankly at Darcy for a moment, and then turns her attention back to Oz and is just like,
So what is this ocean?
I think you're rather
It's-
lost her there. What?
it's an extremely large body of water. It has multiple ships that sail through and take exports and imports back and forth throughout different areas of the country and the continent. Several areas outside of the world that we frankly wouldn't even know about just quite. It is kind of special because, as far as it goes, I actually grew up there. I was kind of inside of a military family. You may have known them as the Barris family.
You can breathe underwater.
Oh no, I lived on the coastline. I cannot breathe underwater. If you held me there for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, I would be begging
Drowning?
on my knees for air of any kind, really.
Have you tested that out?
Yes, training with weapons and water was not great. Nearly drowned. Felt the burning of my lungs as I plummeted deeper and deeper underwater until my sister saved me. His face kind of like drops for a moment.
It's alright, lass, we'll find her. Although, I do want to point and I lean over to him like, if it makes you feel any better, if you start drowning again, I could hold my breath for a while. I'll come fish out.
Kind of looks, kind of scrunches for a moment. It's like,
I give a half-cocked smile like, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it.
right. Thank you. He's just gonna pound that drink more.
This sister of yours, what is she like?
What is she like? Well,
Yes.
she's one of the kindest individuals that I know. She is a little bit older than me, and because of that and the situation with my family, she's always been kind of like a second mom, one could say. The very kind, sweet kind, how do I even put it? It's kind of hard to put into words. It's just, you know, with the rest of my siblings, we were all trained, or at least we're supposed to be trained for fighting, joining militaries, reaching the top of our best, and, you know, she followed along for the most part, but she was always so tender-hearted, you know, very, very empathetic towards other people and their needs, and always looking out for others, including, you know, her little brother Ozan.
And then you ran away to join the circus.
Well, not entirely. I kept in touch with her, but I mean, as for the rest of my family, they never really cared for me much at all.
Run to the litter, I say.
I mean, yeah, actually. Kind of the youngest of the family. Had a little bit of a limp, as you can see with my leg, and as far as things go, was kind of always forced down militaristic habits down my throat, and well, that just wasn't my life. I want to make people smile. I want to do bigger, greater things, and that was none of them. Not for me, at least.
I do not really understand. Why would your family be upset with the limp?
Well,
Military households, if I'm guessing. And I kind of look at him, just kind of that look of like, this is my guess, probably. They tend not to like any signs of weakness, I guess.
I mean, you're mostly right. I mean, think of it this way, right? You know, let's say, and kind of points towards Effie's bow. Let's say you take that bow, and you made it all yourself. You made the arrows that came along with it. You shot 4 arrows out, and they all hit that target, but one of them flies off and decides to become a bird. That is more or less me. I was expected to shoot straight, and I wanted everything but that, you know? Wanted strength and obedience, and I was a little bit of a, it kind of points towards his leg, a bit of a disappointment and completely disobedient, so...
Isn't that more exciting, though? Shooting
Not
birds
if you were-
and expecting it to hit a target, and instead it turns into a bird. That'd be rather exciting.
Yeah, but...
The metaphor, it's a metaphor, really.
Well, no, she's not half wrong. You know, it all depends on perspective. In your case, that very well may have been the case, but they really wanted to hit that target 5th time. Didn't give that to them.
Well, I think that is more their fault for not being willing to accept that, don't you think? If everything was the same, the world would be so very dull.
I'll drink to that. And I kind of hand Effie a glass of, at this point I probably have moved on to pina coladas.
Do you know how to do a cheer, Effie?
And I kind of pass the drink. No, that's a good point. I look at him and say, besides your sister, fuck your family, they don't deserve you. You can tell Jersey's starting to probably get a little tipsy at this point.
Ozen's already there, yeah.
Three cheers for being ourselves.
Hey,
as I raise my glass. Hey, clink, clink.
Yeah.
You're not the same
He
as
pushes her drink aside and is like,
I actually want more of that chocolate drink.
Ah, of course, miss.
Then he pours you a hot chocolate.
Hey, if you don't want it. I'm like, so you're not going to drink that then?
It is not sweet like this.
It's still sweet though. I kind of like to start sipping my own pina colada.
As you guys drink, Winchester turns to Ozen but goes, I have to say there, Mr. Ozen, I understand completely what you're going through. What? In fact, my family, we left our home country mostly for a very similar reason as you did, huh? My aunt didn't want to be restricted to the abilities of building guns and being of the mercenary class, so she came over to the Empire to find herself what.
And she ended up being one of the best gunsmiths that ever exist.
To be fair, yes, with my uncle in Oak. Very nice fella.
And I perhaps might be able to relate as well. Before my grandfather found me, I was left alone on the road. So perhaps my family left me there. I have no idea, but I suppose it is similar.
So,
Hey.
I suppose
Hey.
we're all some sort of outliers, huh?
Yeah, actually, my childhood was actually relatively uneventful. My father was a fisherman, and one day he sailed off and didn't ever come back. But other than that, things were rather smooth for me, I guess, in my childhood.
Yeah, well...
Sorry, I'm not didn't have as
Oh.
miserable of a childhood as you guys.
Absolutely not. No.
My childhood was not miserable.
I wouldn't say mine was completely either. There was its dark points, but if there's anything I've learned from my travels, and he kind of like looks over towards Darcy with like a kind of half-cocked smile as well. If I learned anything from my travels, every story is in their own merit, very rich, very interesting, and you know, maybe if everything goes by perfectly, I'd be more than happy to get to know yours and, well, just about everybody else.
My story's not that interesting. Really just a wandering mercenary type.
I mean, that's enough story right there. I'm sure you have plenty of things to tell, really.
I could probably muster a few stories. But let's save those for later. And I raise up my next glass, which is probably at this point a mojito, because I'm just throwing them back.
You know what, Darcy? For fun, just roll me a con save at disadvantage at this point.
Disadvantage? But I haven't gotten drunk yet!
You're about to.
Well, if I fail, yeah. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. This is seeing if I get to that point.
Implying yet.
I'm implying with the amount you've been drinking, this is the point where it would be disadvantaged.
Oh. 10.
So Darcy's looking at the drink, and he's not plastered, but he's definitely starting to see a kind of a sway to his sit as he's pounded back 12 drinks. Or like 8
dear.
drinks right now.
Oh dear, I think Darcy's been poisoned.
Oh, no.
I have, but in the best way.
You alright there, friend?
As you just see a row of just empty glasses in front of him. Oh, Brew, do me a favor. And I hand him my water skin. Fill this up for me, please. With just regular water.
Ah, of course. You see him walk off and get a pitcher of water and just start filling it up.
Thank you.
It's okay, my friend.
By the way, I'm sure you probably don't have this, because you're right in the middle of a desert. But something I tried on my travels that I've really liked. Do you happen to have any, like, fried seaweed or kelp?
I would have to say that would be a bit rare around here, yes.
Yeah, that's why I figured I figured not.
I suppose if you're looking for more exotic foods, the Golden Oasis might have something like that, my friend.
You know, I might check that out. But not tonight, because I don't want to go stepping out tonight.
Probably not the best, my friend.
Hey, I may be starting to get to a good time, but I'm still smart enough to know not to go wandering by myself.
I'd like to disagree.
What do you mean you disagree? What are you disagreeing with?
Oh, there were plenty of times you went off on your own.
Oh, well, yeah, because I was sober as could be. Now I'm not, so I'm not gonna go up by myself. It's really quite simple.
I mean, usually that's kind of the opposite, especially with the fact that, you know, there were disappearances in town. Kind of not exactly the smartest idea for you to be so free-reigning
Oh,
inside of
that
the
is
situation.
exactly what I told him.
Hey, I'll be fine. I know how to get myself out of a sticky situation. Besides, who doesn't love Darcy? Who'd want to hurt me? I'm a great guy. People love me. Isn't that right, Brew? As I just put a gold piece in front of him.
Ah, very good. Yes, very lovable.
Dennis Winchester goes, one could almost assume, though, that being likable and loved by everyone, Darcy, you would be a prime target to be kidnapped then, wouldn't you? What?
Oh, no, because if they're kidnapping people, and they've been kidnapping so many people, I mean... And I kind of like look over at him, realizing I'm probably saying something really bad about his sister. And I'm like, yeah, never mind. Just, I'm like... I look at him, I'm like, trust me, we're working on finding those, folk. I have to pee. And Darcy's gonna go up and go to the bathroom as I go up and go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Try not to take 2 minutes again.
I wonder if he
What?
has a bladder problem. What?
Something like that.
Maybe he should get checked for prostate, eh?
For a moment, Ozan like almost holds his tongue as if he wants to say something, but he's just keeping it back.
Effie turns to Ozen, just gives like a happy little clap of her hands, and is just like,
With that attitude of his, it is probably only a number of days until he disappears.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just. This is kind of bad. He just like. Ozan's hand keeps on like moving towards where Darcy had kind of gotten up and like back to him, like back to where he was and back to him. It's he kind of. How do I put this? He is strange is the word I think that I'm going for. Just I've been around in every single sense of the word, really, and there have been a few times that I've encountered shady individuals, and I'm just saying. I mean,
Darcy starts stumbling back.
You know what? Let's save this information. Let's save that for later. You know.
Hey, Ozen.
Hmm?
As Darcy just like kind of like just plops into his stool. You said you're a singing sort of type, yeah?
I mean, yeah, not my specialty, but
You got any good drinking songs? As he just kind of says with a really big smile on his face. That guy looks at the room like, give me a pint of beer.
how about? You know what? Actually, Brew, was it?
Yes, that is my friend. That is my name, friend.
You wouldn't happen to have a place, a performance place, preferably that isn't the most flammable, maybe?
Well, you could always take the stage up front at the top there. I'm sure the others wouldn't mind.
All right then. He's gonna go ahead and make his way over, and he's just going to, kind of in that same swift motion, take his blades out.
Oh, are we going to be receiving a performance?
Apparently, what?
Believe
Is-
so.
Is there singing involved? Please say yes. Otherwise, this beer's useless.
Oh no, you. Actually, you know what? It might not be useless. And while he's kind of making his way, he's gonna go ahead and actually, gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the beer. Just kind of taking the cup from his hands just for a moment, and he's just going to
Hey!
pour a little bit over his right hand, and to where a little bit is even cupped in, and he's going to go ahead and continue back over towards stage. As he does so, he's going to go ahead and take out 2 of the torches, any torches that... I'm assuming the place is well lit, so it'd be good enough in that case. No?
The place is well lit.
Okay. If there's any like dislodged torches or anything that he can take, he would take those and proceed to make his way upstage.
Okay.
Oh man, this is the scary part. All right. And with that, he's gonna go ahead and kind of, for the moment, he's gonna go ahead and just do normal practice with his actual blades before he goes ahead and moves on to torches. With that, he kind of goes ahead and takes out one sword, and he's just gonna go ahead and do a quick toss inside of the air, having it spin rather rapidly, kind of like a wheel, before catching it, as like a bit of a test. Can I?
You can roll me a sleight of hand check for that. Or
Alrighty.
performance, your pick.
Ooh.
oh,
Okay.
Okay, so you toss that up in the air to go for a catch, and you go to grab it, right into your hand blade first as you you had too many drinks, you realize, as you look at your cut bleeding hand as you are holding the blade by the palm.
Oh!
Oh, what an interesting trick.
Trust me, not the first time.
How many points of damage did you take from that?
It's a good point.
Let's see. Technically speaking, it is without a modifier, so it'd just be a 1d6.
You took 1 damage. I rolled it for you.
Okay, cool.
It just probably hurts like a bitch since it's your hand.
It's like a paper cut around the palm. It's like a big paper cut.
Ooh.
Oh.
Bit of a flop there. What?
You okay there?
You know what? And he's gonna go ahead and actually take that beer that was inside of the other hand. He's just gonna go ahead and start rubbing his hands together. He feels the burn of the alcohol against his hand, but he also knows that this is the best thing that is available at this moment. And he's just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and save that for another day.
Oh, is your hand stinging?
Oh, 100%. It hurts like 1,000 fire ants, stinging directly at one focal point simultaneously, but I'm fine.
Oh, just come on here. Come on here.
Effie gestures with her hand.
I mean, okay.
My turn!
Kind of like walks
Darcy,
up, kind of
as
places hand towards.
As he starts walking towards Effie, Darcy's just gonna jump up from the stool and start heading over to the stage. Since he's, at this point, probably had a bit too much.
I'd say definitely.
Effie will rest both of her hands over Ozen's and cast Cure Wounds for the slice on it.
As he watches your hand heals over.
Oh, why, thank you. Definitely. Kind of like flexes it a few times to just like make sure it's just everything's all better. Thank you. No, seriously. I definitely owe you one then.
Oh, it is no problem. I am happy to help.
Really quickly though, should I stop him?
Oh,
I think it's rather worth seeing, don't you, eh? What?
It is sometimes important to learn a lesson. It's okay.
Sure.
Okay, Darcy, what you doing?
Gonna walk up onto the stage. I'm gonna look at everyone. I'm gonna say, I may not be what you call a local. I'm sort of a well-travelled sort, and I'd like to bring a little something from the far reaches of the world to you folks today. A fine song that I once heard from a shorter man. And I will just start singing a rousing drinking song and just go, hey ho, to the bottle I go, to heal in my heart and drown my woe. Rain may fall and wind may blow, there'll still be many miles to go. And just singing.
Roll me a performance check at disadvantage because you're piss drunk.
You know. Okay. I'm kind of that guy right now, aren't I? 13. That's not bad.
All right. You carry the tune okay. You're going. I mean, you're slurring a tad, but for the most part, you carry the tune. In fact, as you're singing along, you see the two tabaxi bards next to you start to pick up with your tone and start playing along to your song as they start picking up the beat.
Yeah, this is one of those like really energizing, just like you're probably like stomping your feet during this whole thing.
Oh, what an interesting surprise. He's more talented when drunk.
By the way, Effie, he said he learned this from a shorter man, right? What?
Sorry, repeat that.
He said he learned that from a shorter man, he said. What?
Oh, perhaps.
Wonder who could that have been?
Not exactly sure, but I wouldn't bring that up to his face directly, that's for sure.
Oh, why not?
Something tells me it would hurt his feelings.
Oh, why would that hurt his feelings?
Something tells me... Wait, forgot. Don't. What I'm trying to say is that from his previous ways of acting, he doesn't seem to exactly like to have his height mentioned to him.
Oh dear, why is that? There's nothing wrong with being tiny.
Something tells me, given his rather impressive stature, that he probably likes his acts of intimidation, and by calling him smaller, you are by extension technically calling him less than intimidating, which I could understand might be greatest.
But he is not intimidating. He wants to be.
Fake it till you make it type pose.
Oh, well, I do not want to hurt anyone's feelings. Very well, I will be more careful.
Or at least if you do, just do it a few less times, so that way it keeps on being just as funny the first time.
Fair enough.
Effie will walk away to the stage.
Directly apologizes during song.
So as Darcy, you're walking up, he just scuttles up over towards you.
Darcy!
I just kind of like, as I like finish the song, I just kind of like step down, kind of like on the stairs. I'm like, hey, what is it, lass?
You are very tall.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Can I tell if she means it?
Roll me an insight check.
I'm assuming a disadvantage.
Yep, because you're drunk.
You know, I'm okay with this.
Should I roll?
No, I gotta still see his disadvantaged roll. Come on, one more. Like...
Oh shoot, you're right. Give me a second. There it is.
Oh jeez.
Well, you're not positive? You think it sounds honest, but it's a tie, of course. You're a little confused by the statement. It with Effie, it's hard to tell.
You know, I'm just gonna take it at face value. Thank you, lass.
And you are very intimidating as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it when people notice my strong suits. And I'm gonna turn to the bards. And I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna say, by the way, you wouldn't happen to know the song "The Cat and the Moon," would you?
Yeah, I actually do.
Oh no, not you, bard. Other bard.
Oh.
These two bards.
The Tabaxi bards. It goes, yes, we know the cat in the moon.
Well then, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll just start singing.
Yeah, they go into a nice rousing rendition.
I wonder how long it will be until he passes out.
Just letting you know right ahead, I'm probably going to be needing help carrying him back to wherever he should be after he does. If he does.
Just
yes,
meet me
yes.
upstairs.
We would not want to leave him unconscious and vulnerable.
Why did you have to say it like that?
You and I are gonna get along very well.
Say it like what?
Has anyone ever... Stay you forever, Effie.
Well, I did
Never
not
change.
have any plans of changing.
Absolutely good. Unless, don't tell me you molt.
I do not.
Okay. One semblance of sanity acquired.
Oh, but my friend Gibby does. Would you like to meet Gibby?
One semblance of sanity lost.
Let me see if I can find her for you.
No. That is
Gibby!
that is no. You absolutely do not need to call your friend Darcy. Are you planning on having fun on that stage for much longer?
I mean, I can if you want. Do you want to come up again and try your bit again, or sing a song, or do something fun? I got more songs. Huh?
I need normality.
Fine. I'll look at the two bards and I'll say, "You've been fine folk. Thank you so much."
Thank you for joining us, friend.
Oh, anytime. Next time I'll have to do this when I'm not drunk. And I'll just start walking down the stairs.
Jeez.
Hey, what do you need?
Just I guess a moment alone, if you don't mind.
Sure. Do you want to go upstairs? Do you want to just... Or Effie, do you just want to move over just a couple of spaces?
Oh, I thought he wanted to be alone.
Effie, why don't you come over here with me? We'll have some of that delicious cheesecake. Hey, what?
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Oh, you know what you'd probably like, Effie? You'd probably like a chocolate teeny.
Hey, what?
Brew, can you get me a chocolate teeny for the loss?
Of course.
Here, just drink whatever he gives you.
Over here, Effie. He takes you over to the other side of the bar for Brew to give you cheesecake and chocolate teenies.
Stuffs her face.
Alright, so all your entire life, frankly, has been kind of a bit of a blessing. It's kind of nice to see how seemingly everybody gets along and whatnot. But
Oh, wait till I meet Miriam.
is she more, I guess,
She despises everything. That is a woman scorned by something, alright.
Oh, but now I have to make her happy.
I'd go and fucking look with that, mate. She's gonna be she's as fierce as a dragon when it comes to smiling.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've made supposedly scarier things happy, so...
You have not.
Huh. I suppose I haven't. Now, just an odd question, not trying to come off as offensive, not at all, but are there more, like, finger guns towards, discreet finger guns towards Effie?
No. I'm telling you, she literally fell from the sky. So, listen, we're gonna consider her a working project, and I kind of just lean over and start whispering, we're gonna consider her a work in process for now. We're gonna start teaching her about, like, just cultural norms up here on the surface, you know. I'm sure she'll be fine if we just start explaining things to her and kind of, like, assimilating her into the culture and whatnot. Maybe, you know, explain to her that you're not supposed to be so blunt with strangers, you know, you're supposed to be polite by saying the obvious but in an unobvious way, that sort of thing, you know what I mean?
Yes, but, I mean, I'd love for her to not make somehow various parts of my body tingle and crawl, but...
Literally yesterday, she said she thought I was a quote-unquote bad guy until I gave her a piece of cheesecake. And she's told us before that she usually kills bad guys.
How did she come across this, specification? Last time... Oh, wait, is that why she so, aggressively and readily pulled out her bow when I said, and I quote, bad guy?
Oh god, did you say someone was a bad guy? Who'd you say was a bad guy?
The tabaxi that was about to cut my head off. I mean, I wasn't wrong, but...
I mean, yeah, with that one you gotta be a little careful, because now she's probably, if she ever sees that tabaxi again, she's probably gonna pull her arrow, you know. I'm surprised she didn't shoot her earlier. That would have made things bad. From what I hear, anyway. I wasn't exactly there from what you're telling me.
I'm just glad that it was webbing that hit my back, not an arrow. That would have been very, very bad.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely. I've felt an arrow in the back before, and tell you what, it stings like a bitch. Probably like your sword, actually.
Yeah, probably don't... Actually, no, never mind. But as for the actual reason why I had asked to talk, it's just... This whole party thing isn't exactly something I'm quite used to, and I mean, maybe this is definitely the alcohol. In fact, I feel myself almost getting more drunk as I am experiencing your breathy voice towards me.
Hold on. I feel like we're about to have a serious conversation here, and I'm pissed drunk. Give me a second. And DM, I will just kind of like hold my hand over my heart for a second, and use 5 points of lay on hands to neutralize a poison in me, aka the alcohol.
You've sobered up. Though you got a bit of a headache from the from the hangover still.
Ow. Hold on. I'm just gonna. Do you mind? I'm just gonna put my hand like on his shoulder. I'm just gonna put 5 lay on hands onto him so he can sober up as well.
So you both sober up.
Oof.
All right.
Neat trick, right?
Now it's funny actually now because I don't want to say it now that I'm not intoxicated, but still, I guess I kind of.
Hold on. Someone just called me for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Unpause! Effie?
Yes.
Are you enjoying that, what was it? Chocolate knit? Something like that?
Chocolate martini and cheesecake.
Teeny.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
What a miss.
He doesn't respond, by the way.
Huh?
What a miss.
Engrossed in it. God.
He looks at you but doesn't respond.
Wait,
All right.
What's going on?
Absolutely nothing. Just like a short, like, asking, Effie how the, chocolate martini was and just to respond.
Alright,
But kind of returning...
Oh, sorry. I was about to say. I just look at you and just say. No, go on. Tell me what you were going to say.
Alright, well, it's just... And... okay, embarrassing, but... I just want to say, I guess, thank you. I mean, technically speaking, you're not the leader of this operation, apparently. It's this Audrey person, but it's,
We're more of a loose correlation, if anything. I wouldn't say we have a leader, per se.
Yeah, but I don't know, it's just kind of, well, in a more figurative way than just points towards Effie. In a more figurative way than quite literally falling in front of you all, I did kind of just appear, and you all kind of took me in.
From what I heard, you were in need. I can't exactly blame him for taking you in and coming to your aid. And
Yes.
apparently some other person came to help, but who was that? Tell me about that.
I mean, I only heard a voice, sounded like a handsome stranger, don't really know, to be honest. Kind of showed up. I think I heard some signs of struggle, maybe from another one of that bitch's henchmen, and disappeared.
That's mighty odd.
You know,
Sorry,
it
I
would have been... Yeah, you were too busy taking a piss.
Oh my god, we were in the sewers for a while, and the moment we got down there and the scent hit my nostrils, I was like, I really should have gone to the bathroom before this, because then I had nothing else in my mind.
You know... Do I really believe him?
Or Darcy, roll me a deception. Ozen, roll me an insight.
I've been around.
Deception, you say?
It's a bit of a flimsy argument, but we'll see how this goes.
I feel confident.
What the fuck? Anyways.
Roll me your insight.
I'm not
Oh, he beat you!
Damn it! That was so good!
You know,
I'll at least get the credit of it being believable.
You would deceive the average person, but you figure Ozen's been around long enough, plus your deception of I took a 2-minute pee and mysteriously appeared after the masked man disappeared. You've kind of got the whole Superman without glasses problem, where it's not really believable outside the comic book.
Listen.
Yeah, all you see on Ozen's face is that it's like a questionable, like open mouth, like, huh. And then it turns into like a slightly devious.
Do I catch that?
Unless Ozen was trying to hide it, then
I wouldn't say that it's not exactly hidden, but all Ozen's going to do is just like, well, hopefully you'll be around the next time he shows up. I don't think you'd want to miss it.
Hey, I'd have a tendency to miss the interesting things. Always have.
Unless, of course, you need to take a piss as well.
Maybe I'll see him in the alley where I took my piss next time.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll see him soon. He kind of like gives gives Darcy a sly wink before he kind of turns over towards Effie and it's just, it's no longer a private conversation. How's it going? And he's gonna go ahead and kind of like stretch and get up from his seat before kind of moving towards the rest of them. Kind of looks back at Darcy, assuming he would join.
Darcy's just kind of like, before he like gets past him, Darcy's just kind of grab his arm and just kind of look at him and just very quietly say, "You keep that between us."
You know what? Fine. Only because...
no one would believe me.
Only because it would be so much fun to mess with you about this later. But your secret's safe with me.
I appreciate that. I will get up to join him.
Like, as I'd say the night kind of goes on, you kind of see, like, from the adrenaline-crazed, kind of, I guess, cockier side of Ozen to definitely something a lot more lighthearted as far as things go.
You've also noticed that we are both now sober.
Yeah, which is weird. Don't really... I mean, again, he's been around, but, like, not, I guess, against the more religious folk.
Effie is actually quiet for the rest of the night.
Oh
Yes!
my god.
We have to fill her, like, water skin with vodka. I'll look at Brew, I'm just gonna say... I'm just gonna kind of, like... Still slurring my speech like I'm drunk, I'm like, I bet 10 gold that I can drink anyone here under the table.
Oh, you fucking lie. He has a smile on his face, but he's covering it with his hand. He's just... Wow.
In it, takers.
You say you can drink anyone under the table, what?
Anyone.
Well, you and you can have a go then, eh? And he starts pouring the drinks.
Oh, I'll start drinking.
Yep. So for the sake, he pours you some things, so you can both roll me con saves to start with. I'll roll his, you can roll yours.
To be fair, he's been drinking more than I have now, technically.
He also weighs 10 times your weight.
As this is happening, Ozen's kind of walk by. Wait, real quick. Ozen's gonna go ahead and kind of walk by Darcy, and for future reference, he's just gonna be like, "Good luck on this. I know you don't exactly drink all the mo often, but I'm sure you'll have some better luck with this one." And with that last line, there is an extra inflection of oddity within his speech, and I would say that you now have a bardic inspiration die.
So you get plastered out. That first drink though fucking knocks you off your ass. Even though you just sobered up, you'll.
Hey, what are you
Brew has
putting in this?
poured the hardcore. That's the desert whiskey.
Oof. Yeah, I just kind of like hit my chest as I just burp, and I'm gonna put another 5 points of lay on hands into myself and just be like, oof. Oof. Alright, next round.
Very good. What? And they take another big crack at the drinks.
Aye.
And once again, he's like, another drink. You just start coughing again. This is fire whiskey just fucking kicks your ass over and over.
Lost 5 points of lay on hands into myself. Alright, round 3, let's go.
Okay.
He's feeling it. He should be feeling it by this point, right?
Winchester
Yeah,
looks like he's got a bit of a look to him, but he's kind of got a big dumb smile on his face still.
As Ozen's been watching, he's just like, he's serious. Like,
I got 10 gold on this. I got 10 gold on this.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
God.
you guys go back for your next drink.
come on.
Oh, this time you take it down like a champ as you feel good as Winchester kind of takes a bit of a doing better than I thought you would. What?
You're kidding me? Where I come from, if you can't drink, you end up in a gutter.
Yeah, fair enough. Then you goes for another drink. Oh, once again, you have a good stout drink, and you two kind of look at each other hand to hand. Both feeling good and strong as you're drinking. Winchester's kind of getting a little droopy-eyed by it, but still holding strong.
You sure you don't want to give up?
Oh, never give up. He pounds another back. Ooh, and he's looking pretty shaky after that one. You come out fine as you're like, oh yeah, Winchester's starting to look like he's starting to droop a tad.
A tad? This guy should be fucking on the floor.
Again, 1,000 pounds. It's like getting an elephant drunk.
Possible.
It is. Just takes a lot of booze. You guys pound back one last drink as he goes for his. Ooh.
I will use my bardic inspiration, D6 at this point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Praying.
21.
Oh,
Whoa!
as you both
Thank
hold
you so much.
strong. Winchester's looking really out of it, but just barely keeping his eyes open. By the way, this is not a win versus win as a your con versus his con. This is the DC's going higher with each drink.
Oh no, that's what I figured, but I'm still keeping up.
Yeah, Winchester's starting to. That last one, he kind of refortified himself and took a drink. Not done yet. As he pounds back another drink. Ooh, but he's looking a little shaky from it. As do you, though, but Winchester's barely keeping his eyes open. Looks like one more will do him in, and you're starting to feel the booze at this point.
By the way, Brew should have noticed at this point I should have serious alcohol poisoning.
Brew's also noticed your hand light up, because guess what? Lay on hands isn't that subtle. It's a divine magic.
Nah, don't worry about it. All I need to fool is the big guy.
Yeah.
We never said no magic. Alright,
He
next
goes for
one.
one last. Ooh! Both of you get slammed, but fucking Winchester's like head kind of slumps down as you kind of shakily stand up to your feet, but hold on to the stool. Winchester just shoves over 10 gold to you as he passes out for a slumber.
No one beats Darcy on a drinking competition!
He looks over at you. You carry him up, you know.
Oh, fuck that! Like hell I am! I just kind of look. Can I just look at the biggest guy in the bar besides the one who's unconscious?
Yeah, there's nobody really here. You see a couple of the fur bogs would be the biggest you could see.
I look
and a
at him
couple
and I
of the
just.
lizard folk, I guess. Yeah, actually, this would be the biggest man you could see. Is you see a giant gator man at the far end table.
Hello.
I will. I'll look at him and I will just say, "Hey, you. What's your name, if you don't mind my asking?"
Gordon, me? Yeah, is it?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah. They calling me Biden, yeah?
Biden, I'll pay you a gold piece if you can get him upstairs to his bed. And I just point over to Winchester.
Okay, yeah.
I do.
And you see this giant lizard man just kind of come over and kind of haul him over. Not able to pick him up, but kind of just you hear that thump, thump, thump as he picks him up and hauls him up the stairs.
He's not like hitting his head on every stair, right? Like he's.
Nah, he picked him up by the arms.
Okay.
It's his feet going thump, thump, thump.
Alright, good enough. I look at Effie and Ozan and I'm just like, well, that was fun.
Just, are you okay?
You're killing me. I've had enough booze to kill an elephant. I'm great.
Should we help you to your room as well?
Oh, I'll be fine as I stand up and I'll just say, look what I'm fun, we call this a fey waltz. As I just start making my way across the bar floor up the stairs.
Roll me an acrobatics at disadvantages for shits
Oh,
and giggles.
Come on!
I will say that Ozen's gonna be shortly behind because he does not trust him at all.
Yeah.
If he fails, I want to see if I can catch him.
Effie's just sipping her drink watching.
Okay, yeah, you're
I am
fine.
a god and you will worship the ground I walk on.
As he
More like
quite
follow it, but yes.
confidently sways up the stairs and not losing his footing.
Are you absolutely sure? Just making sure.
Lad, where I come from, this is normal. This is a normal state of being. Where I come from, if you ain't drunk, you've easily been pegged to have problems. I can tell you that much right now. Like, you're not drinking where I'm from. People just assume that you're about 1 minute away from snapping and murdering everyone in the room.
Dude, I watched you pump magic into your chest like 3 times. You can drop the ruse already.
This ain't a ruse because this is how I enjoy my nights. As I go to my bed and then just BAM! Onto the bed.
Yeah. And for that moment, Ozen, as you guys make your way up for the night, just do me a favor and please pick your room.
Oh my fucking god.
I wander around and find an empty room and pick one.
Oh, he's in there. I see Winchester as I stumble by and just like, ah, damn it. Nope. That was their room. Anyone in here? Oh, no.
Look at Effie's room.
Fuck! Sorry. As I just keep wandering down the halls looking for an empty room, trying to find the one I was in last night.
She's not actually in that one, it's just webbed up at the moment.
Yeah,
Ozen at this point is just like kind of blindly following him.
yeah, feel free to move your token out, Oz, until you find a room you like.
Yeah.
There we go. Night.
Alright.
BAM!
That's the bathrooms. As
Oh.
you
Is it
No, I'm telling
He's
Ozen.
lost, okay?
Ozen's in the bathrooms.
Oh, okay.
Confused. Because I see the light changing as I'm moving around, but I'm like, where?
Yeah, it's because the lights are on. For the sake of this, I'll remove the dynamic lighting. It's technically nighttime, but, there, now you should be able to see where you can go for rooms.
Lovely. Alright. Oh! That's...
Oh, there.
Effie's? That's... Oh, okay, I'm supposed to be talking to her later. Is this... at the end of the hall?
That one is empty.
Well... And this is when he goes ahead and brings out a piece of paper, and he kind of moves over to his bed, and he begins writing. Hey, Sarah. It's me again, keeping up our little letters back and forth, as, clearly you're not exactly here to receive them, but, you know, that's completely fine. It's only a means of time before we eventually find you, and by we, I mean I recently made a couple new friends. One, a little strange. By that I mean she isn't really much half humanoid. She's I believe I heard the bartender say an Arachne, or some woman at the stand. Very nice, very oblivious to most things that are around her, at least in the world. But as far as it goes, she's an absolute delight to be around. However, sometimes can say some rather disconcerting stuff, but she kind of makes up for this with this kind of like childlike innocence in a way. It's adorable but scary.
Childlike in the way of the child from The Ring.
Yes, particularly. Voice in my head.
You're welcome.
And then I met Darcy. Not. I mean, I've met others like him before. Another roaming mercenary, except with seemingly some magical capabilities. It's kind of weird. He kind of reminds me, actually, of in some ways, actually, you, oddly. Kind of in the same uproarious kind of way that you kind of both behave, even though one could assume that you're more on the quiet side. He's kind of really loud. That could have been just the alcohol, frankly. But as far as things go, it's just... he's rather nice as well. I seem to have found myself in an interesting place with a lot of interesting people, but oddly enough, despite how desperate I've been as of late, I can say for sure that despite the more depressing notes that I may have left you, I'm feeling a lot more hopeful, and I just can't wait to see you again. Kind of puts down the paper for a moment, kind of takes a deep breath, and begins to pack away his stuff for the night.
Okay. And as you finish writing your letter and pack up for the night and bed down for the day, with your new companions found and clustered, and your first night within the strange city of Imperius in the desperate search for your missing sister, new companions of a strange spider lady, an odd masked man who has a very odd, seems to have a masked man identity problem, and a giant
Clark
gif.
Kent syndrome.
Yeah, with a giant gif with a rifle. You sit down and slumber away. And I think that's where we're called for the night, guys. Short game since we are down some players. I don't want
No
to
Yeah.
mom chats.
Yeah, I was gonna take them down to a bakery.
I know, but I kind of want to start the next game fresh morning with everybody.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
fair.
I need time to finish the bakery. I just finished building it. I have to still put music in and everything else.
Oh, okay.
Also, I'm gonna be honest. This fucking, oh my god, I can't get past how hilarious it is to enter like the whole like fucking lullaby theme. I was just suddenly fermented with the whole. Yeah, exactly. Like, it completely like knocked me off my pace for a moment. I was like, wait a second. I'm not supposed to recognize